Hello, 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 everyone. This is Swarthy Daisy with Kinfolk Chat. We're going to get started with our presentation in about 1 minute. So I just want to check in and make sure everyone can hear me fine. Welcome, everyone. I want to give a shout out and thank you to Lola Dasher for being here. So thank you so much for joining early. I want to make sure everyone can hear me. And Lola, can you tell me if you can hear me? Because you asked if I'm talking, and I am talking. So let me know if you can hear me. All right, so I'm guessing you all can hear me fine. I didn't get a response. Maybe I'm on a delay. I thought I changed my StreamYard comments to immediate response, or I forgot the name of the setting, but basically you are able to get a response to the comments right away. So, all right. I don't know if y'all can hear me. So Lola, please, since you're here, give me a thumbs up or write in the chat and let me know if you can hear me. Because you did ask me if I'm talking. So I need to adjust audio. If so let's see. Okay, good. All right. Thank you. Okay, so you all can hear me. Great. So thank you so much for being here. This again is Erica. I am Swarthy Daisy. All right, great. So you can hear. Awesome, awesome. I'm Swarthy Daisy with Kinfolk Chat. And in today's video, if you are watching live or if you're watching the replay, I wanted to come on and do a review of all of the different tests that I have taken. And I say all, that's kind of not true because I have taken way more tests, but the way it works is the base tests that I sent samples in for are Ancestry DNA and 23andMe. And I think there was one more. I have to go back and look at my old videos, but I believe I sent in an additional sample. It might be living DNA. I think that's what it is. Or maybe I did an upload. But anyways, the way it works is once you get your genome or your DNA results in your settings of whatever company you use, you can download the raw files and you can upload those files to other websites. So a lot of what we'll see today is basically from other websites, but of course, including the base test, I guess you can say, with 23andMe and Ancestry. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. And as I'm presenting, if you guys have any questions or want me to clarify anything to the best of my ability, again, I'm just a consumer like you all. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave them in the chat. All right. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right, so here we are. I just wanted to include this fair use because I'm going to be this fair use statement because I'm going to be using screenshots from different websites. So just wanted to include that. All right. So here's a beautiful picture of the shape of Africa, where I am genetically from, although I was born in the United States. And let's go ahead and look at our 23andMe results. So here I have my 23andMe results. Again, 23andMe was the very first company that I tested with years ago. Ooh, was it like 2012? I can't remember. I have to go back. I've been doing this for so long that I've started to forget when I took certain tests and things like that. But yeah, so this was early 2000s or early 2010s or so, not early 2000s. But yeah, I received a 23andMe kit for free. Hey, Savage, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Sneaking in on me today. How you doing there? You said our results are identical. Oh, we might be siblings. Not siblings, relatives. Sorry. We might be relatives. You never know. Awesome. I would love to hear what your breakdown is as well, Savage. So, like I was saying, 23andMe was one of the first companies that I tested with. I sent in a saliva sample. And I also retested with them because my test chip was like really old. So they kept telling me every time I logged in after a few years, like, oh, you can you can update your results or get better results if you take another test with us and get the V5 chip. So I did that, same exact results. I don't know that there was anything different significantly, and I did do a video about that on the channel. But here, as you see with 23andMe, my results are sub-Saharan African, 92.6%, and they break it down as West African, Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean, Nigerian, Senegambian, and Guinean, broadly West African. Then they also gave me Congolese and Southern East African, Angolan and Congolese. And then I have a broadly Congolese and Southern East African. And then we have our European at 7%, and that is Northwestern European, including British and Irish, and broadly Northwestern European. And of course, that pesky little trace ancestry. And I'm only saying that because my trace has gone from 0.1% Native American to, when they combine or the recombination process, it turns into North African. So I'm really curious to see what it's going to be next time, because I'm sure when they update their database again, I'll be something totally different. All right, let's check the comments real quick. Savage says LOL in regard to our being relatives. And then Savage says, I got a video on my channel. I compared the results from 23andMe and Ancestry. Really? I want to see that, Savage. So I'll go look for that when I'm done. That's going to be interesting. You said North African is cool. That's that Egyptian stuff. Yeah. That's basically the way they break it down. But like I said, that 0.1% is trace, and it drops on and off different reports. And as you see, as we go through these, you'll see how different companies report that trace ancestry. All right, so that's 23andMe. Now let's look at my heritage DNA. So here they say that I'm Nigerian at 44.8%, and that's broken down as Sierra Leonean, or no, I'm sorry, not broken down as. I have Nigerian, Sierra Leonean, West African in general, Kenyan, North African again. Here they said I'm 3.3%. And then they have Central African. And then for Europe, they break it down as Scandinavian and Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. Okay. So that is result set number 2 with my heritage DNA. Now, when we move on here to family tree DNA, you'll see here that I have Africa 94%, and it's broken down as West Africa. They have Nigeria, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, Senegal, Gambia, and Guinea-Bissau. Liberia, and Ivory Coast. And then Central Africa, they have Southern Congo Basin. And then when we jump over here, let's see. Yeah, the Northern Congo Basin is less than 2% there. And then you have Europe at 6%, and that's broken down as Western Europe, Ireland. Okay, let's go on here. All right, so we have Ancestry DNA. And again, this is one that I sent in a sample for sure. And they say that I am 37% Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. Also, I'm Nigerian, Mali, Benin and Togo, Senegal, Scottish, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Ireland, and I have Baltic DNA as well. Let's check the comments real quick. All right, so Savage says, I have Congo blood. Nice. That is really cool. I like that the Congo or Congolese breakdown as well. All of it is so beautiful. This is like, I'm so passionate about this, but it's just so cool because I said on my last stream, I did a comparison of tests on another subscriber of mine named Ebony, and she had a lot of mixture as well as far as Africa is concerned. And like I told her, the beauty is, although a lot of us descend from kidnapped Africans or people that were brought into slavery here in the US and in the islands and other places, these tests are giving us the opportunity to get closer to who we are, and it breaks it down so beautifully. So, you know, like I said before, I'm just waiting for the technology to advance to a point where we can start pinpointing individuals, like taking research records and perhaps records of former slaves and our ancestors and trying to make those connections. Actually, I'll tell y'all this. On Ancestry, if you guys have the paid membership, of course, you don't need to have a paid membership to access your DNA, but if you want to do research, you have to pay. They do have a neat feature. I forgot the name of it. I think I might have talked about it in a different video, but they have a feature where people in your family tree can be matched to an ancestor. So before, we had to message people and ask them, hey, how do we relate? Who are you related to? And do all this like difficult work, because a lot of people either are like me, just consumers. They don't, you know, update their trees. And a lot of people just don't know. And again, being African American, it was hard for us to keep up with those things because our families have been, you know, disbanded during a lot of slavery. So we can only go back so far. But anyhow, I think that's a really good way for people who are doing research to find out who their matches are, first of all, and how they match with that match. So which ancestor they have in common. So because other people have been contributing to trees, they'll match basically your DNA results or genetics or whatever to that ancestor. I don't know. I'm trying to do my best to explain it, but it takes out a lot of guesswork when it comes to the work we're doing here. All right, so that's Ancestry DNA. Let me know if y'all have any questions or anything you want me to go back over. And we're going to move on here. Here we have the ethnogene calculator is what I call it. So with ethnogene, I'm going to have to take out my tablet because I had to take a picture of the screen because, you know, I just had to. I was having issues with my laptop. Y'all know about that from my other channel. This laptop is a 2015 and I've been using this thing forever, and it's let me know that it's getting tired. So anyway, that's just a side note. But yes, this is ethnogene, and this is one again that I uploaded my DNA results to. And as you see, I hope you all can see, they have, and don't pin me for the name pronunciations, please. Igala, Makua, Akan or Akon, Kru, Mandinka, Mende, Fula, Fon, Igbo, Yoruba, Congo, Mongol, Bamoon, Pygmy. And then I have English, Orcadian, and Scottish. So this was really neat because, again, it allowed you to get a deeper breakdown of your results. And I kind of like that they associated with different groups. So let me show you here. This is another page from that company. And they give you the overall region that you're from. So it'll let you know West Africa, Southeast Africa. I have Central Africa, and then Northwestern Europe, right? The next column shows ethnicity. So again, like I said, the Igala, yeah, Igala. That's what I think. It says they are Nigerian, and it says Koji. So if you want to look that up later on, and then they give you the percentage. That Makua, that's Mozambique area. And then they give you some more breakdown. And they're also found in southern Tanzania. All right. Then you have the Akon or Akon. I think about the rapper Akon. But that's Ghana. And he's not even from Ghana. So I don't know how that name relates. But I say Akon or Akan. Akan, I think that's what it is. But anyways, you see the Ashanti people in the Volta. For Kru, they have Liberia, Mandinka. They're found in Senegal, Mali. And then they have some groups broken down there. Mende is Sierra Leone. Fula is in Nigeria and Chad. So you find them in both places. Fon, they have in Benin. Igbo, you have them in southeastern Nigeria, and Ibeku. Then you have Yoruba, so they're in southwestern Nigeria. I'm all over the map, y'all. Lokoja, Ikeja, and Ibidan or Ibidan. I think that's what it's called. You have Congo, that's the Democratic Republic of the Congo. You have Mongo, which is Democratic Republic of the Congo as well. You have Bamoun, that's Cameroon. You have Pygmy, that's Democratic Republic of the Congo. I am pretty short, so that makes sense. And then, of course, they have the English here, the Orcadian, and the Scottish. All right, let me check out some comments before I move on. Oh, so you're giving me, yes, you had your laptop since 2014. Yeah, mine is a year younger, but it is not happy. I'm just saying. All right. So let's move on here if no one has any questions or anything. Now, this next company is called something I didn't write down. I think it's 24 Genetics. Oh, boy. I meant to write that down. Anyways, let me look on my tablet because I think it is. Oh, goodness, y'all. I'm sorry. I thought I was prepared for this. I am prepared, and I did prepare. But I can't. I think this is 24 Genetics, y'all. I really do. It's either 24 Genetics or Ethnogene, but I think it's 24 Genetics. So with them, you see here that they have a breakdown of Africa 93.40. They have Europe at 2.20. They have Russia at 3.0000, and then they have the Americas at 1.40. So I think that's pretty interesting that although I have a category of European on other tests, that's like 23andMe said I was 7%, but here they broke that down even further. They said, no, you're only 2.2% European, and well, Russia's still kind of in Europe anyway, but 3.00 is the Russian part. So they're not saying Ireland and English. So I thought that was interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And then they have the Americas, which is a little higher here, surprisingly. All right. So let's keep going here. The next slide shows here that the countries that they broke down. Again, this is one that I uploaded my DNA to, my DNA results. It says Benin, 44%. They have me down as Gambian, South African, Russian, Kenyan, some DNA found in Belize, France, Great Britain, Malawi, Lesotho, Zambia, Nigeria, Central Africa, Finland, Grenada, and Zimbabwe. All right. So I thought that was an interesting set of results. They give you a little bit more breakdown in the Americas. I think that Belize is considered the Americas, so that's probably why that's there as well. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Let's go on to the next. If anyone has questions, let me know. We're going to keep this train rolling. All right, so Living DNA is another company that I tested with. And as you see here, Living DNA said that I'm West African 85.8%. They break it down as Yoruba, Mende, Ishan, Mandinka, Semi-Bantu, Akan or Akan, Bamum, Wolof, Masi, Tikar, Ajamat, and then I have East African. They rated me at 7, not rated. They gave me 7.5% East African, and that's Luhya, and then the Northwestern Europe. So when I was receiving these results, I thought they were pretty interesting. Okay, moving on. Vitagene, I tested with them. Oh, I think this is the other company that I did send in a sample for, because I don't think they, at the time, accepted uploads of results from other companies. So I think that's what happened. So as you see here, Vitagene says I have 96.7 to 4% African and 3.23% European. And I'm going to read the, all right, let me look over here real quick. So it says West Africa is broken down as 93.76. Come on, glasses. Where you at? Glasses. Yes, okay. And then South Central Africa, they have me down as 1.52. And then East Central Africa, 1.47. And if we look here, oh, and also Europe here, again, is 3.23. But yes, we see here, when we tap on the West Africa category, it said the DNA or the people are typically found in Mali, Cameroon, Niger, Republic of the Congo, Guinea, Gabon, Ghana, and DR of the Congo, it says, Central African Republic, Benin, Swaziland, Namibia, Nigeria, Chad, Lesotho, and Angola. All right. And then when we go over to the South Central Africa category, we have people that are typically found in South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, DR of the Congo, and Angola. That Angola is really important. All right. Next, we have East Central Africa, and they break that down as Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia, the DR of Congo, South Sudan, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Malawi, Rwanda, and Burundi. I think that's, yeah. So that is that for Vitagene. I think they did a pretty decent job, although they just kind of put countries there. I like to see the people in the tribes. That's kind of my thing. But, you know, we have to build upon what we have here. And then, of course, the summary of the British Isles, they just have me as English, Ireland, Scotland, and Orkney Islands. And that was actually on another report as well, that Orkney. So, or maybe I hadn't shown it yet. But anyway, it's on another report. I have seen it. Okay. My True Ancestry. They have my closest genetic modern populations. Now, when I click on info for this, it says that the bigger numbers are farther away and the smaller numbers are closer. But I think genetic closeness works the other way around, but I don't know. I might be wrong because to me, I'm more Yoruban than I am Limba. But you know, as you see, they have Limba, Bantu, Mandinka, Sub-Saharan, it says, Yoruba, Bantu Southwest, Bantu Southeast, and Yoruban. All right. And then another slide. So these sites are like deep dives. Once you upload your genetic information to these websites, they actually go real deep. You can use different calculators. They give you so much information, but this is like literally a snapshot. And if you want to see more in-depth information on this, I do have some shorts on this channel from, that go a little bit more into depth. But as you see here, they have Mies Khoisan at 56.0, and then they have Yoruba at 34.8. And of course, they have some more results off to the side. But guess what? This company is classic for you have to update to get more information. So updating meaning you click on it and then they ask for payment for you to upgrade your kit. So, that this could be a money drain as well, but I kind of got the gist of how they operate. And that's why I do this, because I want to be the test dummy for you all. Don't call yourself a dummy. I want to be the guinea pig for you all. And that way, when I report on it on the channel, you'll know whether it's something you'll be interested in. Okay, your DNA portal, another one, upload results, pay the money. So again, all of the upload companies, you do have to pay. So you get your initial kit with 23andMe, Ancestry, or whoever. Once you have those results, when they give you a breakdown of your gene, they give you your genes, they give you a zip file. You can take that zip file to different companies that allow uploads, and it's actually pretty fast. Once you upload your genetic information, then they'll use their calculators and database to provide you answers. All right. So here, or not provide you answers, provide you results. So as you see here, we have yourdnaportal.com. So this is another one. Here they have different calculators. This is like the main one that just kind of gives you the initial calculation of your results or breakdown. And as you see, they have Ishan, Nigeria at 14.5. They also say Akangana, Fulani, Senegal, Yoruba, Nigeria, Swa, Mozambique, Jola, Gambia, Chopi, Mozambique, Northeast Europe, Biaka, Pygmy, Mende, Sierra Leone, Bambara, Mali. And then we jump over, we have Manahago, okay. Guinea-Bissau, Malinke, Mali. They have Northwest Europe, Bangui, Cameroon, Douala, Cameroon, Kasem, Ghana, Lemande, Cameroon, and Native American. So you see that 0.5. So again, that jumps around on different tests. So yes, that was your DNA portal. This one here is illustrative or illustrative DNA. I have two different screenshots here because one is like ancient and one is modern. So here on the left, they have East Kwa, Bantu, Northwest African, Hadzabe, and Khoisan. And then on the right here, they have a Cameroon. No, I'm sorry, Gambian. Okay. They have Gambian, Mandinka, Mende, Cameroon, Laka, Lemande, Cameroon again, Kaba, Cameroon. There's Cameroon. A lot of Cameroon. All right. So again, if you guys out there listening want any more details about this, I have other videos that kind of just give you more visuals on the results. And if you're here during the live, let me know if you need a repeat of anything. All right. So here we are with my top results. So I just kind of want to give us a viewpoint of, or a view of, all of the different tests that I've taken and how they determine, not really how they determine, but what they determine as my top results. So here, 23andMe said I'm sub-Saharan African at 92.6%. And of course, they said West African is 73.7%. And my top result, so I'm mainly or mostly, according to 23andMe, Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean. So that's what 23andMe says. As far as Ancestry DNA, they said that I am primarily from Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu people at 37%. My heritage, I think I did show that one. I think I did. Let me make sure. Let me back it up because I want to make sure we are covering everything and I included everything. So my heritage should be the one here. We're backing up, guys. Oh, there it is. All right, so yeah, there it is. I did cover it. So I want to make sure I did cover it because I don't want to forget anything, and I want to make sure you guys see what the results look like. So as far as my heritage is concerned, they said that I am Nigerian, 44.8%. Family Tree DNA said I'm 94% African, and my top population was Nigeria at 33%. Living DNA says West Africa, 85.8%, and they said I'm Yoruba, 29.5%. Vitagene says Africa, 96.74%, and West Africa is 93.76%. And with Vitagene, they kind of give you a general overview of what countries that you have DNA from. Let me look real quick while we're here because I don't want to skim anything here. But let me go to my Vitagene. Okay, so I'm going to Vitagene here. I think that's it. All right. And then when I click on West Africa, it just gives me a general gist of different countries. So they say, oh, maybe I did show this already. Anyway, for West Africa, they just group them all together, but it does include Mali, Guinea, Central African Republic, Nigeria, Cameroon, Gabon, Benin, Chad, Niger, Ghana, Swaziland, Lesotho, Republic of Congo, DR of the Congo, Namibia, and Angola. So I do remember seeing that. All right, so that's how they kind of break it down. They give you a whole bunch of different countries in West Africa. Overall, your DNA portal says I am Ishan or an Isan Nigerian at 14.5. I forgot the percent sign, but I'll fix that. Illustrative DNA says I'm Gambian mainly. African Ancestry, which I don't have a screenshot of, but I do have a video, I believe, on this channel of the certificate that they give you. So that again is another one I had to submit a saliva sample for. A very expensive test, and you get one result. So if you're a man, you could do maternal and paternal. Women can only do maternal, but that is, at the time, it was not cheap. It was like $200 to $300 for that test, but you just get one certificate and one line, maternal line. So they said that mine was Yoruba. Ethnogene says Yoruba 17.1. 24 genetics says I'm mostly Benin, 44%. And then my true ancestry says, again, I'm not sure about the genetic distance and the way they calculate calculated, but I just included it. Yoruban at 10.39 and Lemba at 3.253. All right. So those are the top results. As you see here, every company reports everything differently, but there is a common pattern with mine. My tops are usually like Nigerian and Cameroon, so that's pretty much it. I have Mali popping up on different platforms as well, but for real, it's really Nigerian and Cameroon. So let's look at Nigerian. Here are the companies that said that I'm Nigerian again, 23andMe. All right, before I start that, let me go ahead and grab a comment. Hello, Marcus. So where your seventh great grandmother came from? Oh, good. So I think I did a different video on that, but my seventh great grandmother, I would guess, yes, I don't know. Because look, Marcus, please understand, we have a whole lot, here in America, we have a lot of different DNA in us because of slavery, and we've been on so many different plantations, and we, I hate to say it, it sounds crude, but we kind of mixed with other African groups throughout the years. So it would be kind of difficult for me to pinpoint that. But I will say I have a video where I did try or make the attempt to break down who my, ancestors were on back. So that's some work I'm going to be doing continuously for the seventh great grandmother. I do have a video again. The one I'm thinking about does break it down as to you, your parents, how much of your DNA you inherit from them, your grandparents, your great grandparents on. So as far as the research I've done, I can only go back to the 1700s. So that's like for me, I think it's okay. Me, grandmother, great grandmother. Right. I could do like 2 greats or 3 greats back. That's all I got, and that's just with records and other resources. Okay, thank you, Akintunde of the Haitians. Welcome. You said, I have Nigeria and Congo, Angola as my highest as well. Awesome. You know what? You have Haitian there. I grew up in Florida, and there are a lot of Haitians there. And when I went to school, a lot of the Haitian students would speak Creole to me. And they would look at me and say, you're Haitian. Why do you keep pretending you're not Haitian? And I'm like, because I'm not. Like, I'm not going to pretend to not be Haitian because I don't, I'm not really Haitian like that. Haiti is cool. Creole is cool. But I didn't have the information needed to make that determination as a young person that I was or was not Haitian. So here's the thing, though. My father's family is from the Bahamas, right? And as we'll see a little bit here in some of the results and some information I'm sharing here, my dad also looked Haitian. You're laughing at me. But my dad also looked Haitian. So I'm telling you, anytime I walk around certain parts of Florida, they're going to speak Creole to me. Don't let me go to a outdoor flea market because Caribbean people love flea markets. Yeah. So, and I can say that because my family's Caribbean as well. But yeah, they would always be coming up to me speaking Creole, and I'm just looking all lost and confused. So again, the African part of it, we definitely share Africa in common, right? All right. So Savage says, nice. Thank you, Savage. And again, Akintunde is laughing at me. But yeah, that's what really happened. That's what really happened. Okay, so we got the Nigerian thing down. I just want to break that down so you all can see how basically I'm Nigerian by a landslide. All right, so here is our beautiful sister from Nigeria in the market selling these images, of course. I'm just using it for presentation purposes, so no copyright strikes, please. But yes, I just wanted to show you our beautiful melanated sister here in the marketplace. Oh, look, I just said that. Caribbean people love flea markets because we're just connecting with home. In Africa, of course, you see that they have a lot of outdoor markets where they sell products. So we're just doing what we're known to do, right? What we're used to. So that's pretty cool. And here's a little cute map of Nigeria. And as you see, there's some little cities, towns, or what have you, locations there. And as you see also, because they say I'm so West African, you see all of my neighboring countries. You have the Benin, like right next to Nigeria. Above it, to the north, you have Niger, right? Just to the right, just to the right and below, or really to the right, you have Cameroon, right? So I'm all over the map, but Nigeria was the starting point, probably. And then you could just reach out and touch the next country, which I have all of those results on my reports. You see Togo over there. They have Burkina Faso. I don't know that I have seen that on my results, but anyhow, that is where I am from. All right, let's check comments real quick. Thank you, Marcus. Oh, you got the thinking emoji here. So you're examining and thinking. So let me know what you're thinking about, Marcus. Was it my response to your question, your comment, or is it more about Africa? I don't want to spread any lies here, so please correct me. I'm not above it, okay? I'm a consumer, just like you all are. I'm not a historian. I'm an armchair historian, so I'm doing this on the fly, okay? So I'm learning as you all are. All right, so here's one about the Ishan people, because I keep seeing that pop up on my DNA. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Hold on. Okay, that didn't do a whole lot. But, you know, I'm out of the picture now. Okay, so let me take a look at what I had here. So this is something from Wikipedia, and it's about the Ishan people. They're an ethnic group of southern Nigeria who speak the Ishan language. They are traditionally known to be agriculturalists, trado medical practitioners, mercenary warriors, and hunters. I got some fight in me. And you know what? I also like that medical practitioner part because my mother's grandmother was where I'm not going to call her the root woman. We're not going to go there because that could go so many different ways depending on your culture. Some people say you put roots on people like Haitians, right? I can do that. They always say, oh, the Haitian have put the root on you, or people from South Carolina put the root on you. So they, you know, ascribe these things from the African traditions that we come from. But she was actually more of an herbalist. She probably could do roots, though. I don't know. I need to ask my family. No, let me stop. But no, she was more of an herbalist because the family it reports that when people were sick in the town, well, I guess you call it the country. It's not really a town. In the country, they would come to my great grandmother's house, and she would prepare herbs from the woods. So my grandmother told me this directly because I never got to meet my great grandmother. She said her mother would go out into the woods, and depending on what ailment you had, she would gather up all of the different herbs and the leaves and the whatever, you know, plants. And she would come back to the house and prepare medicine for people. My grandmother also stated that there was a white man in the country that was deathly ill, and she helped him with some of her herbs. So I'm really proud of that. She passed that on to her daughters. I wouldn't say unknowingly, but my grandmother used to take banana peels and put it in rubbing alcohol. I don't know what it was good for. Y'all can try it at your own risk. I'm no doctor. Or I'm not no herbalist. That's something I didn't pick up, but I just remember it. But she would rub in that turpentine, fat back. A lot of these country remedies, as you see, come from our people. And again, because I have so much Nigerian DNA, there we go. All right, let me check here. All right, so we have a comment from Lola. She says, like, gopher grass, yes. And she has the sick emoji. Yes, gopher grass was something that our grandmother used. She used to, how did she fix it? Okay, she would gather it up from wherever outside. I know what it looks like, but I honestly couldn't tell you how to do any more besides what I'm telling you here. But she would gather it up and she would clean it off and she would make a tea out of it. So she would boil it. And I think it's known to, listen, not a doctor. Do not do what I'm telling you to do without your research, please. Okay. But she would, the way our family used it is that she would take it, make it into a tea. And if you were sick with stomach ailments, they even said diabetes and other things, you would drink gopher grass tea to feel better. And actually, my nephew used to enjoy drinking it. My mom would prepare it and it would be sitting in the refrigerator and he would just drink it. He enjoyed the taste. Gross. But he also likes sweet potato pie. And you know, you can take my black card because I'm not a fan. Like, I'll eat sweet potato pie, honestly, as a soul food eater, but I no. But it is good. It's good. It's just not my favorite. All right. Akintunde of the Haitian says, interesting that your family kept that African knowledge. Yep. We couldn't get rid of it. We could not get rid. It was in our family. And again, growing up in the country, they were in the South. They didn't have doctors. They didn't have insurance like people have today. I was gonna say you pampered people. I'm one of the pampered people too. We need insurance to stay alive, okay? But they were made of different stock. And I'm not trying to be funny, Akitunde. I'm picking on myself. I'm picking on all of us modern people. But for real, they like didn't have doctors. So they had to go out in the woods and grab up what they could. They had to do things to keep themselves alive. Plus, they ate off the land. We're eating McDonald's. They were eating what they grew, right? So they knew where their food came from. And I'll give you this piece. The women on that side of the family, on my maternal side, live until 100 plus. So my mother's aunt, my great aunt, she lived to 104. Would have lived longer had her circumstances not changed toward the end. That's just my theory. All right. Her sister, 95. Her other sister, 99. They had a cousin. She lived to 101. Okay. So long life, a lot of hard work growing up. They did, farm. They did have family farms as well. So it's just a different lifestyle. And but yeah, it's very impressive. Trust me. All right. Lola says that discussion talked about that gopher grass stuff. It was not tasty. And then here we have Marcus saying, wow, yes, that's true, Marcus. The women were very, very strong, and they still are strong in our family. So again, I'm going to attribute it to our African heritage, DNA, genetics, you name it, right? So as I was saying with the Ishan people, where did I leave off? Okay, so they were also warriors and hunters. So you definitely don't want to play with us because we ain't never scared. I'm just messing with y'all, but yeah, that's the Isha people. Let's see what else. They go on to talk about the different things that they grew. My mom said that her mom talked about rice and her father being able to raise rice is what she said, not grow rice, but the dialect was different. All right, Marcus said 104 years old. Was she born here? Yep. She was born in the USA. So I'm telling you that the African blood and DNA that we have, if I'm already over 92, 93, 94, 95% African, you already know they are way closer to African than I am. So we kept the African DNA pretty well. Again, nothing wrong with it, but we did not really mix race very much in our family on that side. So we didn't have a lot. And look, when they talk about this warrior stuff, I'm telling you, the women in our family are pretty bold. So I don't think Master was trying to try it with them. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. And it's not a laughing matter because it's a lot of women were really just at a disadvantage because they could not help being attacked by massa on a lot of plantations. Okay. And I'm just saying massa just to give you guys context, but the slaveholders, a lot of them couldn't avoid the situation. But I guess whoever we were on plantations with weren't trying it, or, it was just not our family experience, but I'm sure somebody had the experience at some point. Right, Savage. I ain't never scared. What? Let me stop. But no, the women are pretty bold women. And I really like that about them. So that helped them to live long. I'm trying to tell you, they all were married. They all had husbands. The husbands wasn't trying to mess with them like that. Grandma let me know, and I'm just putting it out there. She said, if you ever get married, don't, she gave us the playbook, all the women in the family, on how to be strong. And I'm sorry, fellas, we have a lot of fellas here in the chat, and I do appreciate you all. But I mean, she grew up in an era where she just was not having it. She had to survive and she had to be strong. Okay. So she let her daughters know, you have to also be strong. Don't take mistreatment from anybody, especially your man. You want a peaceful household? Set your rules, set your boundaries, and let them know what's up. Grandma was not afraid. She was short. She was not afraid to fight Granddaddy. So I'm just letting y'all know. So that is what it was at the time. All right. So the Yoruba people, again, Nigerians, just quickly, the Yoruba people are of West African ethnic group, and they mainly inhabit parts of Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. So like we saw on the map, very close neighbors. And that constitutes Yoruba land. So that's what that's considered. The Yorubas constitute around 45 million people in Africa and are a few 100,000 outside the continent. And they bear further representation among members of the African diaspora. The vast majority of the Yoruba population is today within the country of Nigeria, where they make up 15.5% of the country's population, making them one of the largest ethnic groups in Africa. Most Yoruba people speak the Yoruba language, which is the Niger Congo language, with the largest number of native or L1 speakers. All right. That's pretty cool. So if you guys want more information, you can always look it up online. Let's see where we at. Akatunde says, Grandma was about that life. Listen, you didn't want to play. Listen, if y'all have a Southern grandma or an ethnic grandma of any sort, and I don't want to get blocked or whatever, YouTube, but I'm just sharing my experience with my peoples, right? Y'all know y'all got whoopings. Grandma was not about that life. You're not going to get time out. All this new school stuff, parenting, that's on y'all, and I don't advocate one way or another. But she didn't do time out. She said, do whatever. And if you didn't do whatever, then the next thing you go get is the switch. She would go on outside, and that was like the most painful few seconds, right? When you didn't mind Grandma, and she went out there to find a switch, and then she clears the leaves off of it, and she was so quick with it, man. Her reflexes were so, woo, flashbacks, PTSD. I'm telling y'all, like, she would just switch you up, them little legs of yours, and yes, you had whelps and whips and all that stuff, because, I mean, that's what it was, and you knew not to do it again. She did not play with y'all, okay? With us. All right. So she just wanted to make sure that she did the best for her family and make sure that we mind our parents and her. All right, so that was Yoruba People. Here is an article from LDHI Library. Again, the website is at the top, so you can look it up. But I want to just I underscored a couple areas here, and I took a screenshot. It says the dominant regional and ethnic origins of African arrivals to the Carolinas. So I'm sharing this because I do have some family members from the Carolinas, the Georgia area. It says they changed over time due to various factors, including shifting conflicts and access to the transatlantic slave trade in West and Central Africa, as well as market competition and planter preferences in North America and Carolina. For example, according to the slave trader Henry Lawrence, colonial South Carolina planters initially preferred to purchase Africans from Senegambia region, okay? Despite these preferences, more Angolans were imported to the Low Country in the early colonial period than any other African nationality because of trade access in the region or in that region. British slave traders did, however, attempt to appease Carolina preferences for Senegambians. Overall, by the end of the colonial period, African arrivals in Charleston primarily came from Angola, which were 40%, Senegambian, which is 19.5%, the Windward Coast, 16.3%, and the Gold Coast, 13.3%, as well as the Bight of Benin and Bight of Biafra in smaller percentages. All right. If y'all have not been to the African American Museum in DC, I highly suggest that you do, because they do have a slavery, like the initial floor, it's free. So, you know, if you all make it up to see the exhibit, the initial floor on the ground floor, and let me know if y'all been, okay, in the chat. But on the ground floor, they have this whole floor dedicated to slavery. And you'll see maps, you'll see here like stories from former slaves. It's really emotional. So if you can make a trip there, that would be highly suggested. But as you see, I underscored areas: the Senegambian people, Angolan people, the Gold Coast, the Windward Coast, the Bight of Benin, Bight of Biafra. They have those maps at that museum as well, so you can see the travels that they took. A lot of them actually went more to like Brazil. I actually have a screenshot, and I wish I had a community tab on this channel because I would post it, but I'll probably find a way to post it later. But anyhow, they do have all of the different trade maps according to the years. So if you're interested in our the transatlantic slave trade, then of course I highly suggest you go there. And of course you can also look on the internet, but it's nothing like going to the actual place to see. This article here is one by history.com. And here I underscored again some of these areas that talked about, you know, first enslaved Africans arriving in Jamestown. And I included it because I too have ancestry that I determined, or I kind of put together the pieces with another distant relative, that one of our ancestors came from somewhere, so possibly right from Africa, someplace in Africa, to Jamestown, Jamestown to Maryland, Maryland to South Carolina, South Carolina to Georgia. Okay, that is all we have. So we're still working on that together as researchers. But as you see, Angolans are mentioned again. We have the Congo people mentioned. So this is another good resource. I don't want to read the whole thing, but if you guys want to, you can always look it up on your own time. All right, so Wikipedia Afro-Bahamians, like I mentioned, my father is from the Bahamas, and this article highlights some of the areas that were brought some of the people that were brought to the Bahamas. So we have Ghana, Songhai, Mali, Fula, Oyo, and Congo. And you see all of that in my DNA results, right? All of those areas. Also, they talk about the origins, of course, Western and West Central Africa. If you guys are doing research and you want to try your best to get back to the ship, you can look at I think there was a ship called the Bight of Biafra as well. Not only is that just the name of the area, but that was letting you know where they were coming from. And then, of course, they have that E1B1 lineage. So a lot of you men here that are of African descent, of course, you'll probably connect with that. So again, you can check Wikipedia for this article. All right, so we're getting close to the end, but I wanted to show yet another image of one of our melanated sisters in Africa. Very beautiful. And she appears to be carrying something that I'm not sure. I thought it was crabs, but I don't know what that is. It might be crabs. Y'all let me know if you think that's crabs. But she's probably doing her selling or just carrying things to the village. Here's just a nice picture of melanated people in their hands, just showing that unity that we have. Beautiful, beautiful women that I found. I found these images on Canva, and I just wanted to include them because it shows a beautiful range of African women or women of African descent. So I think they're gorgeous. There's another beautiful sister here. And we have our sister and brother here from Africa as well. All right, so I think that is it. That is the end of the resources that I had to share with you all for this video. As we go along, as I learn things, as my results change, of course, I will definitely come back and let you know what those changes are. And I thank you all so much for being here. So let me go back through the comments and shout out all of my supporters and followers. So again, Lola, thank you so much for being here. I want to give a special shout out to Savage Scientist Programming. So check out his channel if you are interested in programming in a very comical way. So thank you so much for being here. And of course, I will check out your video on 23andMe that you share. So I'm going to go check that out afterward. Also, I want to give a shout out to Marcus Adamu, right? I do see your comments, and thank you so much for watching my videos, commenting, and definitely coming to this video to support. Also, Akintunde of the Haitians, likewise, I see you in the comments as well. So thank you all so much for supporting this work that I'm doing. I have put in blood, sweat, tears, and money. But I mean, I really do it because I really enjoy it, and I love sharing it with you all. So thank you so much, Marcus, Lola, everybody, Akintunde, Savage. If you're watching the replay, make sure to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought of these results. And again, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.